What's up, clanners? This is Ezeldog of Red Hot Heat here with another Red Hot replay. And like I said, we're going to go into the Brose War and look at some of our failed attacks and try to understand two things. Some things about our attacks and some things about their bases, both of which can help us. We're going to look at three attacks that were not 3 stars. And first comment I want to make is that it was actually hard to find 3 attacks that I could use without picking on the same people over and over again, because here's the thing. When we look at the map, a lot of what we had that was 2 stars against Brose was 2-star attacks. So Pat is bringing Go Wipe, Giant, and I think some other people, maybe Kung Fu Monkey, I'm not sure. But as I was going through these, I'm looking for 3-star attempts, and I'm looking for 3-star attempts to try to figure out what went wrong. And the first thing I noticed is that there weren't enough 3-star attempts. So I think for the first message for the clan is that more people need to move in that direction. And what we're asking is that if you're a solid Go Wiper 2-star, we would like you to try using 1 attack per war on a Hog attack, a Go-Ho, a GoLaLoon, or something like that in order to develop that skill. Because against clans like this, we're obviously going to need it. Okay, but we're starting with the attack on number 11 by Goku. Again, I didn't want to use 2 of his because he did try twice. So he's coming at this with a LavaLoon attack, GoLaLoon. And at first I was watching this and I thought, well, this is going to fail because he only sent 1 golem. He's trying to get 2 air defenses and the queen and the CC, and actually his push is excellent. For 1 golem, he is going to get a whole lot. You can see he's jumping in, and this golem's in the red, and I thought, there's the problem. Golem's going to die, king's going to die, dragon's going to live, or something like that. But that's just not what happens. And I was going to say also, a lot of times on your push, you do need to use a rage. He used a rage. So the king is going in, and it jumps, nice jump, big wide jump, all the way into the queen, and the queen goes down, and that's the king still up in there, still swinging, and his queen takes things out. But this is where I want to pause right now, so I think this is where the attack goes wrong. You can see that he's got 2 lava hounds going on the left air defense and 1 up there on the top. Now the queen is going to get that other one. So for 1 golem and a few wizards and his heroes, he's going to get 2 air defenses and the CC and the enemy queen. So excellent push. And his queen is actually going to stay up on a sliver for almost the entire raid. She's almost the last thing that dies. But what's happening here with the hounds is I believe he sent the 3rd hound in too soon. You're going to watch that hound up there on the top is all by itself. It takes 2 black bombs, and it's down before he even drops a balloon in that area. So I think when you're working your clockwise motion with your balloons, you may want to put 2 hounds down and establish them and start rotating over, and then send the 3rd hound and give yourself time to drop the rest of the balloons. Because you'll see here in a few seconds, there's finally some balloons coming in from the back, but the hound is gone. And these other hounds, I'm not sure if it makes it because the air sweeper is really working these balloons on this side. It pops and it doesn't get over to the 2nd air defense either. Now look, there's the queen down there still working. She's taking out tons of stuff. She's going to get the town hall, I think. And in spite of all this, he almost gets it. He almost gets this little cluster of defenses that's not quite down. You can see there would have been plenty of pups. You know, imagine if that 1 air defense had gone down and those balloons had gotten into that crossbow or that wizard tower. There's the queen still almost taking out 1 more cannon. And that's pretty much it. Just, you know, some minions and pups are going to clean up the base for the 2-star. So I just think that was a beautiful push. We should all learn from that and just think about not dropping that 3rd hound quite so rapidly. Wait until the first wave of hounds is established and works its way over to the other side. Anybody else with comments like that, you know, feel free. This is what I hope we can discuss in the chat. Okay, we're going to look at 2 more. 1 is on the map, and 1 we have to go back into the war log to find because, you know, again, some 1-stars got cleaned up. Okay, we're going to go up to base number 5, and I don't think any of these guys mind because everybody who's doing these 3-star attacks wants to learn, and we're not picking on anyone at all. We're just trying to figure out how we could have done better in a close war. Okay, this is James going on number 5, and you know, similar thing, but he's brought the 2 golems, and he's trying to get to, again, 2 air defenses and the queen and the CC. And the rule of thumb is you bring 1 golem per air defense that you're trying to get, if you're doing a GoLaLoon. So he's going for 2 air defenses. He's brought 2 golems. I want to point out a couple of things. First of all, I think his wall breakers failed there because they hit a baby bomb. It was either this attack or another. I know we're going to see it in the next. A very advanced technique about how to thwart wall breakers. But this base is loaded up to protect the queen on this side. There's a double bomb trap there, and the town hall is in the way, and all these storages are just huge, huge hit points, and that's what keeps James from going and getting all the way to the queen. The double bombs, and then his own queen locks onto the town hall that she just can't get rid of. I was going to say I hope he uses the poison, because here's one thing about poison. We've talked about poisoning a dragon and how it's a waste. It's not as much a waste in this scenario because it also slows. I don't think we've talked enough about how poison slows, and James' use of the poison here is going to slow the dragon and slow the balloons, not only their movement but their attack speed, which is going to help preserve his king and golems. So the enemy king, or the good guy king, goes in there, is doing some work. The queen goes down, but the dragon and the balloons do not. And so now here, as his archer queen should be shooting CC troops, she locks onto the town hall, and it's way too many shots. Oh, got company over here today. So the dragon does not go down, and now here come the hounds. And at this point, it's just the dragon that's going to do the work on his troops. I do think his pups bust and take out that dragon, but that's just not helpful to what he needs. And he also didn't get the second air defense that he wanted for 2 golems. So you see the pups under rage are taking out the dragon. That's a nice way to try to compensate. He did send his balloons in closer behind that 3rd hound than Goku did, but the force is just depleted, and they haven't rotated over enough to help out, and that hound ends up going down anyway. And so there's just not enough force left in the attack. Plus, he would still have 1 more air defense to get to. So a lot of times what is happening, I think, in these attacks is they're luring you in on this side saying, come get the queen, she's so close. But then it's loaded up with traps and high HP. Then, so what you want to do maybe on the other side is do your push from here and jump to the queen. If you watch some 1-hive 3-stars, you see they're coming in very far from the queen and jumping through the core to her, like in that little alley right down past the air sweeper. And you may be saying, well, that CC building, that clan castle is high HP, but your king's going to walk right past it. Your king's going to walk right past it and whack her down. So on a base like this, maybe don't take the bait and try to figure out how to come at the enemy queen from the far side. It looks farther, but oftentimes it's actually emptier. Okay, so good lesson there. I meant to talk about the little wall breaker thing. We're going to get that here in the next video. Here's what you do. If you place a baby bomb 1 space away from where the wall breakers want to be, it will kill them. A baby bomb can kill a wall breaker. And so what happens is they walk right past it, and then it explodes behind them, and then they don't get to detonate. So we're going to look at Charles' attack on number 7, and that's one of the things that's going to happen here. Okay, up here at the top, right here on this archer tower, he's going to send his wall breakers in, and 1 space back, there's either 1 or 2 baby bombs, and they're going to detonate, and that's going to cause him to have to use his jump. See, he probably wanted to use the jump here to get into this middle compartment where the queen is. I like how he's not coming from the town hall side, but because his wall breakers failed, I think that almost is the entire story of the raid. So we should watch out for those things and also maybe consider using that ourselves. You don't have to put spring traps on the corner anymore. See? There's the wall breakers, plus the crossbow. But those bombs probably would have gotten them by themselves. So now he has to use his jump early. If you guys use that baby bomb technique on your edges, you can then put your spring traps inside the base and help more with hogs. Because you know spring traps are one of the worst things for hogs. So now it's going to be very difficult to reach the archer queen because he's already used his jump. Then we have a little problem here with the funnel, and his queen goes sideways. I don't know if that's just because, as we all know, when the attack gets rough, it's easy to make mistakes when you're having to adjust. So I don't know why Charles is still using a lightning. He's done that a couple times. I would definitely switch the lightning out for another spell, but the main thing he needs is that Archer Queen in there shooting those balloons and those dragons. Those balloons are one shot from popping, and if she'd had her ability, he probably could have gotten the dragon too. But the other problem is the enemy queen is still up. That wouldn't have solved that problem, and I think it just kind of all goes back to that first wall breaker drop, and we've all had that happen before. It's amazing how just the wall breakers can ruin the raid. But I think what's interesting here is the technique they use to protect their walls from the wall breakers. Okay, so this was, I think, again, a useful war, great learning experience for us. A couple of our guys are talking about going over to Brose and warring with them so that we can learn and help grow together as two clans that are trying to improve. The things that we've noticed here talking about their bases and the way we want to attack and the way we want to set up our bases is not to, your town hall doesn't need to be in the center in a town hall 9 anti 3-star, and you use that town hall to shield your queen from the enemy attack. And then when they do that and you're the attacker, that means you now want to attack from the far side. Okay, so just some good things we could pick up on base building. I think in terms of base building, we're all pretty much on the, clan castle in the middle, and we've got that, and some other things, but we probably need to go to the next level. We're going to check out our last war victory here in another video, and then we have a current war happening. Not quite sure how that's going to end up, but we'll try to do a video on that one too. Once again, this is EzelDog from Red Hot Heat with the Red Hot Replays, and thank you for watching.